Hey everybody, you're watching We the Fandom, where we discuss comic books, pop culture, and the fandom experience. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to see more content. How's it going everybody? Jacob here at We the Fandom. In today's video, I wanted to talk about Loki, but more specifically, the one who I would consider the Superior Loki. Before we talk about the Superior Loki, let's recap the series by going over the many failures of the main variant. As we know, the show started off with the variant Loki getting the Tesseract during Avengers Endgame. He escapes S.H.I.E.L.D. custody by teleporting to, I believe it was Mongolia, and instantly gets knocked out and taken in by the TVA. In being introduced to the TVA, he starts to realize his place in the bigger picture in the universe when he sees that they have Infinity Stones just laying around in an office. I was okay with that part, but then Loki starts to kind of admit to just being someone who craves attention and who will pretty much always fail at anything. And while we know that as the audience, and we will always speculate on that, Loki's character, more so in the comics, he's much too arrogant, proud, and confident in himself to reveal really any of those things, at least as he is classically depicted. And while some see that as character growth, I see it as a far departure from how Loki has traditionally been shown to us in the comics. But after he gets his whole revelation about the TVA, they show him easily getting beat in a fight by Sylvie, screwing up during their mission to leave Lamentis, in which he gets thrown out of a train, and then they end up not making it to the escape ship in time. He requires Sylvie's help to fight the guards in the Timekeeper's room, and more or less becomes a simp for Sylvie until the end of the show, where she kisses him and then sends him back to the TVA, not trusting him to help take over the TVA and defeat Kang. In pretty much every episode, Loki has been made a fool of in his own show, in favor of setting up a female variant, who, despite not having the same training that Loki has, is pretty much better than him at everything. We also get shown 5 other Lokis, that being President Loki, who we don't really get any information on, Boastful Loki, who we're not sure has ever actually accomplished anything, Kid Loki, who killed his version of Thor, which I'll admit is a pretty big thing for a Loki, Alligator Loki, who everyone is obsessed with for some reason, but none of these, in my opinion, are the Superior Loki. That title, without a doubt, should go to Classic Loki. And I'll admit, I'm a little biased here. Between the old school Jack Kirby design to being played by Richard E. Grant, he's by far the best version of Loki I think we've ever had, despite having given up his ambitions to take the throne of Asgard. I think it's very understandable that he did so, as this version of Loki is likely thousands of years old, living many of those years alone in exile, and his age, I would say, is given the fact that the main timeline Loki is about 1500 years old, and that Asgardians live an exceptionally long time. Classic Loki, right off the bat, was basically flexing on all the other Lokis with his magical ability, and then went out in an absolute blaze of glory in one of the most badass moments in the entirety of the MCU when he conjured an illusion of Asgard and sacrificed himself to distract Goliath, laughing and shouting glorious purpose as he died. Classic Loki had more backstory in my opinion than the Loki variant or Sylvie. This is despite his backstory being revealed in only a few sentences. His backstory was the same as Loki's up until he met Thanos, where instead of trying to kill Thanos, he disguised himself as a piece of debris, and after the ship had exploded, floated in space until he came upon a planet where he stayed in self-imposed exile for presumably thousands of years until he decided to see if Thor or anyone else from his past had missed him, and that was when he was captured by the TVA and sent to the Void. Imagine spending all those years alone, growing more powerful in his illusion spells because while being alone for such a long time and missing home, he practiced his illusions by creating those that he used to know as well as parts of Asgard. Character development that we didn't get to see, but character development nonetheless. This guy is the most charismatic and powerful Loki that we have seen to date. Classic Loki. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Classic Loki deserves this praise? Also, who was your favorite Loki portrayed in this series? As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'll see you all in the next video.